Hello, fire signs. Welcome to your bonus reading for the month of May 2024, or whatever it is that you're tuning in. This reading is going to be talking about the topics of love and money, and how we're going to play this is we're going to read what's blocking you in the north position, what's going to move that energy in the south, in the east position, what your higher self is saying, and in the west, what your ancestors and those who have crossed over, who are looking out for you, are want you to understand and remind you of, okay? Okay? So my name is Crow. Welcome to this channel. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and I really just encourage you to pay attention to the thoughts and the feelings that come up that are evoked during this reading, because that's part of it, all right? We are collaborating here. I'm not calling all the shots, all right? This is about you. So let's play. If there's things that are going on, honking horns, things that are like, oh, wow, okay, during this reading, pay attention, all right? So in the north position, we have the dolphin. So this is being read in the contrary position. So the dolphin medicine is about the breath of life, and we're going to talk about money first, all right? So if you have been smothering your money situation, if you haven't been budgeting, if you've also been like a little bit willy-nilly about how things are going to work out in your life, that really isn't the move for you in May 2024, fire signs. It's about consciously creating. You know, we can go with the flow, but we are directing that flow in our lives. So it's a little bit of like directing the flow of where things are wanting to go. How have you been talking about your money situation? Because it's also about communication. So if you've been really like negative Nancy about it, no offense to Nancy, but if you've been negative Nancy about this money situation and you've been speaking it out loud, that is what's literally blocking you, okay? How you talk to yourself, self-talk, okay? What you're saying out into the world. So these are the two big things that are blocking that situation in your life in regards to money, okay? And we're just gonna move all along with money, and then we'll move on to love, okay? As to not get confusing. What is going to move that energy is the raccoon. So being generous with yourself too, right? So if you've got an in over your head, that's another blocking energy of the dolphin in reverse. If you've gotten in over your head, you haven't come up for air, you haven't given yourself a break, given yourself respite, allowed yourself to receive, then, you know, things aren't going to change. So this is the medicine of taking care of yourself in a community. So maybe you fire signs are a part of community, but your role has been like, oh, I'm going to give. And at the end of the day, you're like, I don't even have anything. I don't have any water to drink for myself. I actually haven't even eaten all day. Especially those of you who are in like leadership roles and leadership positions. You always have time during the day to take care of your body, okay? Whether you're rich, you're poor, whatever, we all need a body to be able to experience life on this earth and survive. So this is about taking care of yourself, including yourself in the equation of when you're calculating other people's needs. Perhaps some of you have a lot of things that you need to take care of for other people monetarily. That's okay. You can still consider yourself. If you're out of the equation, how are you going to help your community? Raccoon medicine is about taking care of those who contribute in the community. We all have different roles, okay? Whatever your role may be, understand that you deserve love and you deserve to be taken care of. So perhaps you're not in the right community, okay? That could just be the thing. In fact, like if that's your situation, then find a community who appreciates you. This might take some time, but it's better than being sucked dry, okay? Both financially and energetically speaking. So this is about stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, so to speak. The raccoon's like a bandit. And also for some of you, I wouldn't be surprised if someone comes into your life and is very generous. You might just get some money out of the blue, or new clients are coming in, new opportunities that you were not expecting, okay? Being open to that and changing your communication is also going to be helpful. So what your higher self is saying is integration. Think about how the alligator acts, all right? It's like its eyes are just above the surface of the water. So this is like knowing when to act and acting, okay? Acting like out of instinct, going with your instinctual capacity to understand, like, this is a good investment, that's not a good investment. I'm going to act. It's almost like your body and your mind are going to be working synonymously together. This is what your higher self wants you to integrate some of the knowledge, some of the things that you've been reading online or in a book or listening to in a podcast, integrate it into your life, okay? Roll with the punches, okay? For some of you, if it's been a hard time, are not going to improve right now because this is just the situation that I'm in. I'm not saying that it couldn't, like, I'm not saying to fall into the sorrow pit. I'm just saying that some situations in life, they just need time. So when you are working with that, if this is you, fire sign, then the suggestion from your higher self is to roll with the punches of life, okay? To integrate. So don't just drown yourself in information and actually not apply any of it. All the things that I've said for this reading, you can easily apply 1%, 2%, 3%. It's going to improve your money situation. So these are the habits. If you know that you shouldn't be doing something, if you know you need to set a budget, practically speaking, like, set a budget. Don't just blow through it and like set fire to your money anymore, okay? This is a really good card as far as your higher self is concerned. It's just like, get practical, okay? Get instinctual. If this doesn't feel right, then don't do it. You're like, oh, I know I shouldn't do that. Stop, okay? And rolling with the punches in life and knowing when to act, okay? Because alligators are powerful. So this is also a message of knowing that you are like an apex predator when it comes to your money situation. Take a hold of that. Do it, all right? Next, we have in relationship to your ancestors. Your ancestors want to remind you to save your energy and to save, to gather, all right? Squirrel energy, and to have fun while you're gathering, okay? It doesn't have to be like so boring while you're doing this. And you can, and if you've been living in survival mode for a really long time and you can't get out of that, and you feel like, oh wow, I can never save and I just blow it, like, it's really good to have a rainy day fund, okay? Save your energy, save your time, save your thoughts and your thought patterns for things that you want to invest in. This is an energy from your ancestors. Saving, surplus. It's a time for you to prepare for, I'm not sure, but it's a really good time for you to stack some money to the side and save, all right? That's a message from your ancestors. So overall, this is a really great reading as far as finances are concerned, fire signs. Now, let's take a pause and jump into love. All right, so similar energies in relationship to love. The messages are going to be a little bit different, of course, because we're applying it differently. But the thing that's blocking you in love is that you're not speaking up. You're not speaking up. The intimacy could be better because, dolphins like to, they like to moan. So this is a reminder. What's blocking you is maybe there could be some intimacy blocks. How you're communicating, how you want to be intimate with other people, expressing that. If you want to try something different, like, express that. Consent is sexy, y'all, okay? And, you could be healing from some things that are evoked because we carry a lot of energy in our sacral center, okay? So if you're intimate with your partner and it brings something up for you, then you can talk about it. It's only going to foster more intimacy and more communication. It's just going to improve your life. So it's about, like, you're not speaking up about what you want. What's blocking you is that you're just like, I'm just going to hold my breath and hope that things get better. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. And instead, you're drowning. You're not coming up for air again. You're not resurfacing, okay? You're not playing. So the block as far as love is concerned is the fact that you're not communicating. Beep. You know how they come, I don't know how, I don't speak dolphin. Maybe one day I will. But this is what, they're really good communicators, right? They're always communicating, and they're super, super smart, okay? They have like 4 brains or something crazy. Like, I mean, like, I think their brain is 4 times the size as humans. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that one. So it's about like getting the best of yourself and using that like analytical aspect of yourself. You're biting yourself in the ass as far as love is concerned. Like, who wants to be analyzed? Like, this is why people go to therapists. You know what I'm saying? Trying not to analyze your partner. Of course, you can use your judgment in relationships, but that energy is blocking you from being a little bit more intimate than what's available for you. Next, we have what's going to move that energy in love. What's going to move that energy is your ability to come together with people, with like-minded people. I wouldn't say the people who are experiencing the same problems who don't know how to get themselves out of it. I would say come in a community setting where you can talk about these things, where maybe you need to practice your communication. You need to practice what you need to say so you can work it out with somebody who is going through a similar thing or who has gone with a similar thing. I'm really getting like elder community, okay? Someone who is like gone through the things and they're really not trying to talk badly about you. A place where you're not going to be judged. And that can just be internal if you don't have an external community. If it's not available to you in person, you can always find one online. I mean, we can use our resources that we have. It doesn't always have to be paid. There are free groups for everything, especially with communication. So it's like, if you're not able to communicate, it's like more of a codependent pattern, not a secure pattern here. What's also blocking you in love. So this is about like taking care of yourself and considering yourself and throwing yourself in the mix. Like this is more self-love. Some might say more selfish, but selfishness is not a bad thing. So it's just reminding you that you can talk to community about what you're going through. You don't have to be like a lone soldier, and even if it's like something that you think is weird, there's everything for everybody on this earth, okay? It's not beyond the realms of relatability. Whatever it is that you're thinking about or going through, okay? Know that you have community and that you play a vital role in that community. Once you start speaking up and sharing what's going on for you, you never know what blessings that might open up for other people, okay? So your higher self is reminding you to be more instinctual, okay? Tap into that like animalistic aspect of yourself where you're like, this is what I need to say. I want to be intimate. I'm ready to go, like turning it up. There's so much for you here. So it's not about, and you know, sometimes we do have to roll with the punches of our relationship, meaning like I do not mean actual punches, y'all. If that's what's happening, you need to get your ass out of that situation like yesterday o'clock, okay? Use your community to get out. Don't tolerate abuse like that. So this is about like integrating all the things that you've been reading about love, you know, getting a book on communication, taking a class on improv. Improv is great for communication, you know, so it gets you more into the rhythm and that flow of being in the moment. So it's not about like a planned thing. It's about just being in the moment and being able to express yourself, being a little bit more instinctual and integrating the things that have happened in your life, in your relationship. So if you need to take time to like digest what has transpired, whether it's super good or maybe there has been conflict, take that time. You're allowed to do that. And last but not least, in regards to love, your ancestors want you to know that there's always going to be an abundance of love, okay? And so hiding that resource from yourself, or feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna soak it up while I can, and feeling like you're in survival mode about love, that's not the truth. Love always steps in. No matter what you have done in your life, love always steps in, and it will continue to step in if you step towards it, okay? So allowing yourself to take care of yourself, a little self-love, feeling like you're resourced to come into that relationship is going to improve your love life. Fire signs, I love these readings for you. I love these animals and this energy. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank